Oh my God, they're at my office.
He was telling people to go, and you needed to get around. You were in the white ghost car, and you told the person on the PA with all your lights on and hitting the air horn, you told them, move over.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, and do you remember...
sorry.
Do you remember that being Jeremy in the intersection?
Yes, that was Jeremy in the intersection, yes.
Okay, so...
That's another thing. He did mention to me that recently. He said, if the sheriff's office asks you about that day, tell them that the same story that he told you guys, that me and him were across town. And meanwhile, that wasn't Princeton and Mills. That was all the way in OBT, all the way down by somewhere by Tradeport, and it was a Muslim territory, because that's when there was two Chevy Suburbans, the lead car, and they had dim blue line lights, stickers, because I remember that road, and that was in one of the videos that was on the news also, where you see me holding the intersection, and Jay comes, well, not the intersection, but the little side streets, the lead cars go, and Jay comes up, and he's like, go, 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 and you see me kind of struggling to get inside the car, and that's when I'm coming up. He goes past me, gets into the intersection, there's a car in front of me, and he's like, well, move the car. I go on the PA, I'm like, move over, move over.
That was another one.
Oh, that's a whole separate one.
Yeah, that's a whole separate one,
okay.
correct? This is the one where you went to Sanford afterwards. Do you remember going to Sanford after this one? And then that's when he talked to the lady on the phone who called to complain on him?
I heard about the complaint recently, and that's when he said that he's stating that his body cameras record 24 hours. No, they really don't. My body camera goes off as soon as I'm done with Escort. But honestly, I do not remember. Obviously, you do have videos.
Sergeant Vidler, do you have that video right there?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Can you pull it up and let's show him so he can verify this?
Yeah.
I've got the. I'm gonna have to do some research on getting that number of that video.
I got the number. I got the number. You just tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, because I'm being honest with you. We do so many escorts in Sanford.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one started in Orlando, over off of Edgewater, I believe. And you traveled down Mills, south, underneath the 408 to the funeral home, or the funeral cemetery down there.
The funeral started on Edgewater?
I believe, yeah, it was Edgewater.
I'm trying to think what's on Edgewater.
I'm going to tell you in a second. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the video. And
That's fine, because I'll remember a little bit more once I see it. So,
While I'm looking for this, I got a couple questions for him. At any time, for example, I've got.
I put him on the speaker.
Okay, this one right here. Who is that talking about?
that's Jay. That's Jay, yeah. I know by his hair.
Well, what's he doing right now?
Chopping. That's not part of the procession. That's Steven. That's the white boy talking.
This is an example of what I was talking about, the intersection. Okay, notice how, and I'm going to, this is what I explained. This truck is making a left-hand turn, so it's legally allowed to go left-hand into the left-hand lane on a green light. Okay, he's telling it to stop, and as you can see, right, holding that truck up, he's directing that truck to stop. And if you notice in here, there's two lanes that he's turning into right here.
Yeah.
Why would he stop that when the funeral procession is turning into the right?
Yeah.
This curve lane. And if you notice in the video that there's a solid white line, that funeral procession can't go over.
Yeah.
So why does he stop that truck from proceeding legally?
Sometimes he says lock down no intersections, make sure no cars are moving until the last car comes, and that's it. But I've seen incidents where he's done that. He stopped the whole intersection.
But that's Jeremy's point.
Yeah, so him all day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hang on one second.
I look at all the footage. I know who's who.
Let me show you. I gotta find this thumb drive I'm trying to find that thumb drive, John, with the.
okay, when you do find it, it's going to be file 157.
All right, I think I got that thumb drive. There's and you said you guys had a meeting at the Florida Mall. At the Florida Mall,
Yeah, when was that?
believe.
Yeah, I would think so.
The question that I have is, any time has he told you guys that you can't, as far as identifying him? Wait, can't what? Okay, I've got the files up. Which file is it?
It's 157.
Okay, I got it.
And I'll tell you, I'll tell you the time on it, so you can go right to it.
Before tomorrow, I learned with that. Right after his arrest, I believe.
Yeah, I would think so.
The question that I have is, any time has he told you guys that you can't, as far as identifying him? Wait, can't what? Okay, I've got the files up. Which file is it?
It's 157.
Okay, I got it.
And I'll tell you, I'll tell you the time on it, so you can go right to it.
Is that Jeremy's voice? Yeah.
255 starters. Oh yeah, I remember. I know that church. It's the Catholic Church.
Yes, yes.
No, yeah.
All right, go to, start off at 9 minutes and 51 seconds. And then you can show him the rest of it if he needs to see it, but go to that spot. And then it'll play through the intersection.
Yeah, right there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop this a second right here. Okay, see that sign right there? Of course, I said back there. Now, notice he enters the intersection under red. He takes control. But, right here on traffic. Yeah, direction traffic here. I'm going to stop it before he gets up there again. So this is there, right? Yeah. Okay, right here's the sign. Up here, red. Okay, but below it says no turn on red. Okay, no turn on red. Okay, so there's a sign there that clearly says no turn on red. Control device. Right. So he enters the intersection on the red, and then I'm going to let you watch the rest of the video, and you'll see yourself come in. Okay. Now he's starting to direct that. Even though it says no turn on red, you clearly see the green light for the other traffic. He's blocking that intersection, and he just directed that traffic turn. There you go. Who was also on that motorcycle? That was Alan on the motorcycle? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's me. That's you. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we know your voice. That's why. Yeah.
I got it that most of the time there's a car behind us and they're not doing the air one. So just tell them on the PA and tell these
All right, John, I just showed him the video.
Okay, and is that you, Victor, coming up behind that car?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, and is that Jeremy in the intersection?
Yes, that's him.
And how do you know that's Jeremy?
Because of his voice and plus his two watches on him. He wears his Samsung watch the way I have it facing toward him. And his other watch, I know his gloves, and especially his ginger hair also. I know, as I said, I upload the footage and I know how his voice sounds. I know what he looks like.
Okay, so you know...
For 4 years, on and off.
Is there anybody else working that day when you closely resemble him?
No. Me, any guy,
Specific?
Yeah.
You recognize him through his voice,
His facial, his hair on here, the watch, the way his setup is.
okay, and also, is this based off what you're seeing on the video, or is it based off your memory?
Based off my memory. I know.
You remember seeing him in the intersection, there's no doubt that
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I said I upload all the footage and everything. I know his voice. I know exactly. I know every employee. I can identify every employee on a video.
Is it a common practice for employees to change out cameras? Do people have assigned cameras?
Or does they have assigned cameras? They change out sometimes.
They do?
They do.
What would be a reason that they would change out?
Either one, like motor one is Jay's, motor 2 is Drew, motor 3 is Alan, motor 4 is another guy. So usually most people don't touch their camera, but sometimes they change out either because if the mount breaks or anything, then they'll change it. If the battery's not like, this is not your camera.
Wearing another
body camera, another helmet camera.
Exactly. This to use somebody else's camera. It's not, not for someone, hey, Jay, let me get your camera because mine's dead. Would that be something that he would? No, absolutely not. Nobody else would use his camera ever. No, but he could use whoever else. Okay, so if you saw a video, much like you did there, where Jay is the one wearing the camera, and there's, that's Jay's camera. Okay, there's no reason for anybody else to use it.
Yeah.
Because I know, like Jay said, his attorney said that they can use voice analysts and all that, but all day I can identify every employee on a body camera, dash camera. I know who has their assigned dash cameras, their body cameras. I know who wears what. Do you think Jay's a very smart guy? Sometimes he does some brilliance, but who's smarter, you or Jay? Me. You? Yeah. Just based off what? Your education? My education and prior experience with, not that, like with police explorers, I have a lot of family in law enforcement in New York. I always grew up, I wanted to be a cop. Even the photography stuff, I've always, done ride-along security companies. I know the ins and outs of security business and all this stuff. Okay.
Hey, I'm going to show him another video real quick, John.
Which video?
In reference to the Virginia case.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. 165 is the video. Go to 1851.
Oh, I got it. Tell me who's voice who's on this motorcycle.
Marley.
Okay.
What the fuck? Yeah. The fuck? Yeah. Get the fuck over this shit. Find out.
Fuck boy, that.
I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. Like, fuck out when you start talking. I'm cutting off. Go ahead, pull your little phone out.
Tell your last one.
Figure out what works.
Yeah. Now, who's on the motorcycle phone? That's that. Okay. And one thing I've noticed in a lot of videos, he talks to people that way. Yeah. He talks to. He's the only him and a couple of people. Like he's the main one that gets into people.
Like I said, when I got stopped the first day by a deputy, he was the one that came up to talk to the deputy and told me that, and that's when he told me to leave.
Do you guys have a operating manual, like procedure manual or anything like that?
I know we have something like that.
If I was to show you something, would you recognize it? Okay. This is it's called a Metro Safe Standard Operating SOP. Yeah. And in there's guidelines and stuff that you guys are supposed to do and not do and stuff like that. Have you ever seen this manual?
I've heard them mentioning it, but I've never seen this before.
Okay, you've never seen this.
Yeah, but I've heard them mentioning the SOP handbook, but no one ever got it.
There's one ironic thing in every section of this SOP is no cursing or screaming at citizens.
Yeah, but he's the main one that cursed.
And he's should fire himself.
I'll be honest, I've done it 1 or 2 times, but like I said, I'm a nice person. I don't yell at people, but he said, stop being a PUSSY. Yeah, so you need to let these people know who you are and what you're doing. He said you can't be nice to the rest of people that run you over.
You're going to run you.
And he said, listen, if you need to let out a curse word, let out a curse word. And let somebody know what you're doing is legal and let them have it.
So basically what you're saying is when he's operating out on the road, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, I'm trying to interpret what you're saying here. You're saying that through your uniform, your dress, the vehicle, and the way you talk to people, intimidate them, curse at them, that's to get the public to comply.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They say to back off, get off my Escort.
Okay. John, go ahead.
All right, so Victor, with that said, do you remember? So you remember the incident with the white car, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember? Let's see. Do you remember going to Sanford after that and for another escort?
I remember the Escort, but honestly don't remember going to Sanford. Like I said, we do a lot of escorts going to Sanford.
Okay, so
Video,
Vidler, go to video. Let me see. I think it's 160. File 160.
Where he's talking to the plane?
Yes. Go to file 160.
That's what I understand. Okay, great. Okay, so it's frightening to you that, or you... Who's talking right now? That's Jay. That's Jay, yeah. And when you say Jay, it's Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy the way, yeah. Is that all you wanted me to show him?
Yeah, do you recall being there for that?
No, I don't. I honestly do not recall. To be honest, I really don't.
Because I know that some of his employees are there. We can see them, but that's why I just don't remember seeing you. I wanted to know. Did he ever talk about that?
No, not that I know, but I know he talks about other incidents where people call, and obviously he's the one that answers.
Is it normal for him that when there's a complaint on a company, when somebody's calling a complaint, is it normal for him to videotape that complaint?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. At any time when he does that, when he videotapes the complaints, does he ever tell them that they're being recorded?
Sometimes. Most of the time, no.
Most of the time, no. Okay.
If we're in the office with a bunch of us, then he'll be like, oh, by the way, this call is being recorded, and audio recorded, video recorded, for our company.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really the data.
Now, when we get sidetracked, John, a couple things real quick. The phone number for the company listed is that's Jeremy's phone. That's Jeremy's phone. Yeah. So everything goes straight to Jeremy. Goes straight to. So anytime somebody calls.
Shit.
Okay. So everything is handled. All complaints are handled by him.
Because I've been on escorts with him where someone calls and they're like, oh, is this Metro State? He's like, yeah, this is the secretary. And I'm like, it's him speaking, change his voice. And he'll be like, oh, well, give me a second. I'll see if I can get in contact with the owner. And he'll put them on hold. And he'll go, and I'll start laughing. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, why are you changing my voice? And he'll go, hi, yes, this is Metro State, Jeremy DeWitt. And I'm like, wow, okay. So that's his main phone number. It never gets forwarded to anyone. It always goes straight to him.
Hey,
Okay.
Keith.
Yeah, go ahead.
Keith.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you on my other phone because my landline's starting to die. So I'm gonna call you right now. Just answer and we'll switch over.
Okay. Are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, all right. So, Victor, you remember that call or that escort, and where you saw Jeremy pull into that intersection, and he clearly was telling that woman to stop there, and you were telling her to move, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ever tell you to not tell us if we ever interviewed you? Did he ever tell you to tell us something other than what occurred?
Yeah, yes, all the time. Like I said, I told Bill today that the incident with me and him on escort OBT, he said to tell Diller or whoever interviews you that you were on an escort to all side of town. Because obviously his story matches up with my story, yeah. But he's always told me if you ever come interview, make sure you say what I say so they can believe you.
Okay, so after.
And I told him, I said, listen, most of the time, I'm the one with the vet. I said, they know what I look like. They know what I talk to. They encountered me before. I said, they're not dumb. He goes, okay, but as long as you tell them that you weren't there, then you're good.
So what?
So has he told other employees to do the same thing that if we ever catch him, to tell them that they quit his store? Yeah, that don't identify anybody.
They were across town or wherever they're that day, or that's not us. They can't see our faces. They can't prove it.
Okay.
All right, so let me ask you: after he was arrested and he got out of jail, and you said that he had a meeting with you all, is that correct?
Yeah, that was at the Florida Mall.
Okay, where at the Florida Mall?
At the Florida Mall, it was right on JCPenney and Sears, right on the side.
Did you all see a vehicle there with the red light blinking?
Red light blinking. Like I said, with my knowledge of taking pictures of law enforcement vehicles, I saw a lot of vehicles there that looked like unmarked. I saw an F-150 there with a guy sitting in it. He was sitting there the whole time for an hour and a half, sitting there. And Jay was looking at him for a while. And he said, guys, don't look over there. But there's an F-150 right behind me, and he hasn't got out his vehicle. Then another F-150 pulled up, then another one, then another Ford Explorer pulled up, and no one was getting out of their vehicle. And I said doing anything wrong. We're just talking. We're just having a meeting. There's nothing going on. I'm like, well, they're watching us, obviously. He's like, well, dog, relax.
Did he tell you or any of the other employees that day then that if interviewed to say that Jeremy was not there or that it was not him in an escort?
The day of the meeting?
Yes.
The day of the meeting, he said that if they question us, to say that obviously, he wasn't working that day or he wasn't on that side of town. But obviously, like I said, I know his voice, and most of the time, I'm on escorts with him or Steven's on escorts with him, the main people, because lately, I haven't been on escorts with him anymore. Steven has, and sometimes I'm on escorts with him, but mainly I stick with Jay or he sticks with Jay. Or sometimes we stick with other people, but he's told us many times, the sheriff's office or anybody questions us, just tell them the same thing I told them, that you weren't there and I weren't there, because they can't identify your faces on video.
But on this specific day...
Anyone could be driving that car.
Correct. But on this specific day, did you all talk specifically about any incidents that he had been involved in, and he told you not to tell the truth?
The day of the Florida Mall, not that I'm aware of, but he always spoke about was Ken. I know Ken, the line, he spoke about the uniforms. He said, what do you guys want to do? What do you think? Everybody's throwing some suggestions. What do you think we should take off? And then we said we should take off everything, just leave the shirt and the pants. And Jay was like, oh, well, you guys can't do that because my company, my policy. I don't think it's a good idea. I think we should keep everything on, because if they would have came for us, they would have came for us. But, he did say some things about past situations. He's like, listen, they came for me. He mentioned a lot of things about how you guys came for him. So the warrant. He's like, they're watching us. He's like, I'm gonna let you guys know. He's like, don't be scared, but they're gonna be watching us wherever we go. They know your personal cars. They know where you live. So if they stop you or anything, just start recording.
Okay, so did he talk about the Dr. Phillips incident? Did he tell anybody to...
The Wintermere? Is that the Wintermere one?
No.
No, about Dr. Phillips, because what happened is Corporal Ramsey showed him a video of me filming him and Dr. Phillips in Wallace. He was doing an escort from the church on
You were hiding behind a sign? Yeah, he told me about that, yeah.
Okay, what did he tell you about that?
He said, I think it was Brando that was there, and someone there, because Brando mentioned it. Brando said that supposedly they got a video, and you could see Bill there hiding behind a sign, and he's recording, and they started laughing, and they just said they're watching us. They're going to be watching us for a while, and he said they had nothing better to do. So,
did he mention anything as far as identifying him? Because on the video that Corporal Ramsey showed him, I know Jeremy, and I saw him ride by on the bike, and I saw Jeremy pulling the intersection and blocking the car from proceeding eastbound, even though the funeral procession was going westbound. And like we just said, isn't that normal? He blocks everybody.
yeah, he blocked everything. So blocked the intersection. No car.
And then I believe it was, I couldn't see who was in the black and white car, but I believe it's either you, Steven, that was in the black and white car. Yes,
That's him. Okay.
So, yeah.
Sometimes I'm allowed to drive it. Most times it's his car. It's Steve there.
Okay.
I'm not there.
Yeah, it was the one with like, the reason I know it was those guys is because before that, you guys did a funeral which you were part of up in Pine Hill, the church. And you'll remember this because you guys did the escort, were following.
Oh, yeah.
And I helped.
Chase was off.
Yeah, purposely fly in and make it look like they were watching you. And what we observed is your normal behavior, passing out that we go lines, holding intersections, and then once Chase flew in, everything went. What was the conversation? What were we talking about?
When I pulled, me and Recycle pulled up late to that funeral, Jay was there, and I forget who the other guy. I don't remember who the other guy was, but someone else was there. And we pulled up, we saw each other.
When you say Recycle, you're referring to Steven?
Yeah. We thought we were there, and when I got to the school, I was holding that. He said, hold that until Oscar comes. He stated, Jeremy stated first. He said, listen, I got a black Ford or F-150. It looks like it's got lights in it. It's got a license plate with a sim blue line in the front. He said it's 72. That's the reference, law enforcement. He said, I think it's 72. And that's when it passed by me, and I said, I can't tell. I said, all I see is it has a sim blue line plate and 1 6. He said, okay, well, guys, everybody to be mostly at every funeral now. We started rolling. We rode as normal. I was in the back. Me more in the back the whole time. Jay and them rode up. We got to, I think, we got somewhere. Yeah, you left. Why did you leave? He told me to pull off. Because actually, no, I'm talking about the intersection before that. Before that, we stood and the funeral procession wasn't moving. Right. So Jay goes, I think the funeral procession lady, she's trying to set us up because we're sitting here like ducks and no one's moving. Finally, we get moving. Jay goes, look, Diller's there. And he goes to ASAP or Randall. He says, don't look. Diller's there. When Randall does, he looks. And then for Cycle Me, we're freaking out. We're like, oh my God, we need to call our parents. We need to call somebody. We don't know what's going on. He's just sitting there. I think Recycle moved up, or Recycle stood, and Jay said, listen, make a U-turn, or go straight, pull off, and go to your next destination, and go. He said, we got it from here. And every time we went, and I was on the phone the whole way, he said, is Bill the following? I said, I don't know. I said, I don't see him. And that's when Recycle goes, I think he's behind me, because I think he kept going straight. And he said, all of a sudden, he's gone now, still. And then they said later that day, that the same Ford that was supposed to be on Mark was at the next funeral. The next Escort with Spaz, I don't know her real name. Yeah, that was the Escort that was up off of mine. Yeah, that truck supposedly, and Spaz there, right, in the top, yeah. So, face suburban. Yeah, so she mentioned that same truck was there, and she even looked at the video and saw it. She said, yes, the same truck. That was that. Yeah, and what happened was that day I followed them when they dropped off on Ingram Road. They didn't go on Ingram. Jeremy, Randall, and Stephen continued down on the 429, went down to the Dr. Phillips SN, and hit that Escort again. Jeremy in the intersection holding traffic. At any time reference to that case, was that brought up in the Florida Mall? Because we know Corporal Ramsey showed them the videos about it and said that I'm not gonna lie, we laughed because we was like these high minor trees watching us. And
this is them, they're coming. And he's like,
so he was stalking you.
He's like, oh well, they're sitting at the red light, and he's hiding behind the Trusco sign. Then you move off.
He was?
No,
Viddler.
Oh, Viddler.
Do you guys not track with the story?
So he pulls into the
I was
intersection,
trying to figure it out.
opposite direction. He doesn't talk to them at all, but she doesn't move. He doesn't say a single thing to that woman. She doesn't move, and he's saying on the body cam, he's just talking, so the body cam's picking up. That's illegal. You can't stop the other direction's traffic.
But he's saying that on the body camera, or he was saying that
on the body cam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jeremy, I got you. I got you beeping that horn, Jeremy. Jeremy, you gotta go. You're blocking that traffic from coming through, Jeremy. You can't do that. You've blocked that traffic from coming through. You blocked that traffic, Jeremy. You can't do that. What? Oh, now you're acting as a traffic control device. Whoa. Well, you told them to stop. Yeah, hi, Jeremy.
Because we know Corporal Ramsey showed them the videos about it and said that I'm not gonna lie, we laughed because we was like these high minor trees watching us. And the last about it, they laughed at us. They was like, well, we had nothing to worry about. We was doing everything legal. You know, possession knew what was going on. So we did talk about a couple instances where he was mentioning your name mainly, no one else. Okay. But Jeremy did confirm that they were there. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that's okay. So now that we established that you know what we're talking about, during your meeting at the Florida Mall, did he instruct anybody to not acknowledge that he was there that day, if asked?
Give me a second, let me think.
I will see if I can get some of these out of the dog. Go help your mom and I'll get it for you.
No, I don't think so. No, I think he obviously knew we were all there, but I don't think he ever told us to not say that he was there.
Did he ever say, I wasn't there? He said they're trying to say I was there, but I wasn't there?
No, I don't think he ever mentioned that. I think everybody knew he was there because he sent out a text to all the employees and half of them didn't show up. So everybody knew he was there and I knew he was there, but he never said to tell law enforcement he was there. Okay. So everybody knew he was there and then he said he didn't care if the cops knew he was there, obviously. Okay. No, we're getting close. He's got to leave at what? You sure? Don't worry. Okay.
All right, so...
All right, go ahead, John.
right. Have you ever seen Jeremy pull anybody over?
A lot of times, yes. The same intersection on Princeton and Mills, right there. One time, I was in my personal car going home, and he was in the Tahoe, and there was a car there, and the car ran the red light, and what he did was chase them with no lights on. He went to the light himself, pulled up next to her, and my light was officially going green. I went up, and there he is side by side with the vehicle, letting him know, hey, you just ran a red light, idiot. You're going to get a red light ticket camera. There was one, 2 years ago at over there by what we just police funeral for over there by Cape Canaveral for one of the deputies over there that died. We did a funeral escort through there, and there was a motorcycle, big heavy tail, a motorcycle guy with his wife on a big old Harley, and he kept cutting in, and Jay reached for his pepperball gun and was holding his bike. He had his hands on his bike on the handle and was forcing him back and telling him, get out of my intersection, get out of my intersection, you can't do this. And the white guy's like, I'll beat the hell out of you. And he's like, I don't care. And you see him grabbing one hand on the bike and one hand on his gun, and he's just holding it like that. And I was driving by, and I was like, oh shit, I was like, this is getting intense. And he was there for a while dealing with the guy. Finally, he told the guy, he said, pull over the side and stay right there till my last car comes by. He kept on driving. So I've seen a lot of times where cars will run red lights that are not part of the procession, and he'll go up next to him with his lights on. He'll slow down, stop in the middle of the intersection, wait for us to go by, and let that car know, hey, listen, just to let you know, you're going to get a red light ticket because you ran the red light with us.
Right. So has he? So what you're saying is he's done it during funeral escorts, and he's also pulled cars over when you're not doing, and not doing any escorts. How many times have you seen him reach for his gun like that?
A lot. Because he said, because we used to make jokes because these guys with a fake radio, obviously we know these radios work. During escorts, he would start reaching for his radio and start turning the dial like he's talking to someone, and I would make a joke, and I was like, who are you talking to? And he goes, oh, you're funny, right? And I'm like, well, it's true. These radios don't work, so what are you switching on these dials for? He's like, oh, it's a habit. I used to be in law enforcement, so it's a habit to reach for my radio. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I've seen him reach for his gun a lot, and reach for his radio, and reach for his baton, and all that. Acting like he's actually going to do something. But I've never seen him pull it out before.
Right. But
Right, and that's an allegation. If you don't mind, John, that's the allegation the deputy is for own firearm. That he had his hand on his firearm in a threatening manner. So you're saying that is common practice? When he's walking, sometimes he'll hold it. When he goes to the store, he'll hold it. Or if he's on an intersection, stop traffic, he'll hold it. If someone's in a confrontation, that's the first thing he's right there holding it. Why would he do that? To have people think he's a cop. So listen, if you keep resisting, or I remember one escort where showed us it's talking on the computer body camera, and the lady just didn't know English, and he was like, stop your car. He's like, you know what? Give me your license. And she was just speaking Spanish. And he's like, give me your license now. And she didn't understand. He's like, you know what? Get out of my escort and go. And he kept on driving. I've seen him demand licenses before on videos, reach before for his pepperball gun or his weapon. A lot of times, actually. A lot. Go ahead, John.
so he's basically pulled people over and asked for their licenses.
Yeah, and I don't know if that video is still on the computer, but I remember seeing that video because it was a Spanish lady, and we were on Hiawassee and over the garden, going to Woodlawn, and this was a while ago though.
Okay. All right, and that's why I asked you earlier if you've ever noticed that he actually carries a real gun.
Yeah. I know there was a statement supposedly that he dated some lady in Universal, or he saw something like he mentioned that a while ago. He said that he met a lady at the Hard Rock Cafe, and he accidentally forgot that his firearm was on it. He told the girl that, I guess he was a police officer, and he has to go put his gun back in his car. So he went back to his car and put his gun away. That's what he told me, that the lady ended up making a statement or something like that, or he was dating some girl. But I remember him telling me that, or telling everybody that.
Well,
Right.
talking about the firearms, do you know if Jeremy ever goes to shoot straight with
He went with Jessica recently. About 7 or 8 months ago, because he hanged it on his wall in the old office.
his target, where he was shot
Okay. So he goes to shoot straight with Jess?
Yeah, he goes to shoot straight with Jess. I don't know if he hasn't been in a while, but I remember he went to shoot straight with Jess recently, like 7 months ago, and he hanged it on his wall. Him and Jessica went shooting.
Okay. Have you ever gone with him?
Oh, no. I don't have a G license. I don't have a D. I have a D. You guys know my record, my grand theft. That's why I tried applying for my DG, but I'm too scared. I'm gonna get denied. So I don't have any guns except for that pepper ball gun.
Okay. All right. Do you know? Let's see. Hey, Dave, do you have any questions? While I try to form some questions here.
Do you have any questions, Dave? No, we're good.
Okay. Do you understand that you're here today as a witness and a cooperating witness?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. And so everything you've told us today has been completely truthful, right?
Yes, it is.
And nobody has promised or coerced you into anything to make you come in today and talk to us, correct?
Basically, everything was on my own will. Just because, like I said, I have a feeling my attorney doesn't care for me. Not saying that he doesn't care for me, but it's just the fact that he doesn't want me to talk. The first day he wanted me to talk, obviously I told Bill that I was scared. Obviously, because my priors was law enforcement, I'm scared of being arrested. I was scared that I was about to pass out that day that I got detained. So I did it off on my own will, because it's like my mom said. She said you don't want to go down because of something that this company is putting you into.
Okay. Are you?
And that's to be right.
Okay. Are you scared of Jeremy?
Yeah, like I told my attorney a while ago. We don't have it on camera though. It might be on the old DVRs, which I don't know what he did with that. He pulled me and Steven into the room one day.
Yes.
And told us that if one day if we snitch and we write off his company and it gets shut down because of us, he's gonna come after us. He said he's gonna come after us. He's gonna do whatever he can do to come after us in his power. Because he goes, if you're gonna mess up my business, you're done. He says you're done. And Steven said, well, what do you mean by that? And he's like, I'm just gonna leave it as that. He says we're gonna come after.
Why? If somebody has a legitimate business and is obeying the laws and it's a legal business, he has all his proper licensing and proper insurance, and he's doing everything by the law in the state of Florida. Why would they make a comment like that?
Probably because he's running everything illegal, maybe. So, yeah. But like he mentioned about his wife, he said, if my wife ever called the cops on me, I'm gonna beat the living daylight out of her before the cops come. He's I'm gonna get what I deserve before they get here.
So you're in fear that he's going to take some type of physical.
Physical, like, he does know where I live at. He knows everything about me. That's why we were scared at first, because we were trying to wait to see, because remember Bill said that Jay was going to be in jail soon. We were going to wait until then, but we didn't know how long that was going to be. But again, he told us recently while working with him, he said, and like I said, he patted us down. So obviously he doesn't trust us because he thinks we're going to snitch on him. And he still tells us to this day, he goes, listen, if you guys snitch on me, we're coming after you. I'm coming after you, and we're going to find something to come after you for.
Do you think he would send anybody else after you, or just he would come after you?
I think he would just come after me, him personally, only because the way how his anger is, I know how his anger is, I know how my anger is, but I've seen some violent things between him and females in the past.
Like what?
Body camera footage. At the old office, I've seen him getting into fights with females before, arguing with females, going to dump biatches, and he records all this. I've seen him get into a lot of arguments with a lot of females lately. There's never males, but most of his exes that he's had, I've seen him getting altercations with them, not physical, but...
John, I got a question for him real quick. When we were interviewing Jeremy, he provided a video of the incident between him and the deputy that was a screenshot of a screenshot, I guess. And while we were interviewing him, he said he was calling, I think he called you during the interview. Were you the one that sent him the screenshot of the...
No.
Okay.
I remember it was a screenshot of a picture of you, right? No?
So the picture of the incident involving the deputy, where he's yelling at the deputy to get out of the funeral, the off-duty deputy.
I know Steven took his list on like I was in the lead car the whole way. Okay. And I had my window down the whole way. I never interfered with the deputy because that day me and ASAP and Recycle went straight to the cemetery. I know he stopped first so that PD go through, and we went to the cemetery and Jay was on the phone. So he said, "Guys, did you get here? Shut down your lights, pull in the parking lot."
And so do you know at any time has he ever altered a video that a lot of times that has been used as evidence, like in court or given to the sheriff's office or whatever? Has he ever edited that video?
There was one with you where you were in Lake County following Rebo Durango, and you were in front of him and you kept driving around, wouldn't let him pass, and he had an editing software. He edited some of the that wasn't really part of you, but he edited the part where you were coming on the outside of the road, turning into the procession, and he edited it from there. And he edited it from there on to when he turned off on some road.
Did he edit that video to take the sound of the siren off?
Yeah, he had the sound cut off on the video, so that it was only showed just the car.
So the video that he provided the agency of that incident wasn't an accurate depiction of what really occurred.
What really occurred, yeah. It just shows you on, I don't know if it was you, but he said Tahoe was you. But because he knows your vehicle supposedly with the Orange County sticker and all that. So he said that supposedly that was you because it was Lake County, you live in Lake County. He said, so he said that when you went on the opposite side, Durango was coming this way, you turned in and didn't want the Durango to pass. So that's why he said, listen, I need to edit this video so I can turn it into the sheriff's office and show that this was a sign of harassment. Okay. He's not letting him.
Has Jeremy made any threats as far as, because obviously he's aware that Corporal Ramsey and I are investigating this company. Has there been made any threats that he was going to try to do harm to any of us or any law enforcement?
One time.
Okay. And what was that?
Recently we were going to pick up the tow truck from the tow truck guy in somewhere by Buffalo. I mentioned, Joe, like, oh, so what happened with the tow truck? And he's like, well, they came and all that stuff. And he said that if he got a lot of stuff going on in his mind, and I was like, oh, well, what's going on with Biller? And he's like, well, listen, he's like, I trust you. He's like, there's no basket in here, everything was taken. But he's like, if I had a chance one day, or something, or if I had some type of truck that wasn't registered in my name, he said it would be like the movies. Run him over and keep on driving. I don't remember the exact date, but it was the day we came to pick up the tow truck from the guy's yard. And I was in the Tahoe way.
I'm sorry, Jenna, go ahead.
All right. So you do believe that he would carry out some type of violent act if he thought you or Steven had talked to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
And he has expressed. Yeah, and he has expressed that to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like the whole altercation when he said that. This was maybe a year and a half when we went to Old meeting in Shader, and he said it to me and Steven. Only got two in the office, and then he said it to us at the new office a while ago when he pulled us both in separate. He was like, I really hope that you guys are not snitching, because if you guys are snitching and messing up my business, I'm gonna come after you. I'm gonna sue you for every penny you got.
Okay. So he said financially, or did you also believe physically?
Physically, from the day we went to Old office.
Okay.
Financially at the new office.
Okay. So let's go to the video real quick. You talked about he alters videos. Does he do that? Does he alter videos for court, or does he alter them just to alter them, or what does he do it for?
He altered the one for Biller, obviously, because he put it onto a flash drive, and that flash drive, that's the one my attorney has. My attorney has, Steven's attorney has, and Jay has. That was the day I purchased the flash drive, and he altered that video to put it onto the flash drive. And I was working that day with Steven and Randall, and we were all there that day, but Randall didn't get a copy because they thought Randall was snitching. But anyways, that's the topic. But he altered a lot of videos on there. Basically put it onto a flash drive so he can give to his attorney, Dan or Mike, whichever.
Okay, so when he altered the video with Vidler, did you help him with that, or was he capable of doing that?
I was there. He was on the computer, and I was on the computer. He has software, and he asked me, do I use the software? I said, yes, I do. And I was there with him. helping him, but he was the main one basically telling me what part to edit, what part not to edit. Do you want audio? And I said, do you want audio? And he said, no, I don't want no audio. I don't want nothing showing of us leaving the Escort, us holding the intersection. I want the video basically just showing Miller blocking our unit from not getting through traffic.
Okay, so
I don't want the air horn. He said the repo guy was blowing on the air horn like crazy. So he said, I don't want no audio of that because he said that he can get himself for something like that, misuse of siren or horn.
So he told you to alter it to put Sergeant Vidler in a bad light, to make him look like he was doing.
In a bad light, yeah, basically, so he can bring it to the train and bring it to internal affairs because he says what he did and he wasn't in uniform supposedly and he was in an unmarked his personal vehicle, that Vidler was harassing him that day by not letting his funeral go through.
So do you think if he had taken the actual video without edits, do you think that would have made a difference if he had taken it to the sheriff's office?
No. I think they would have still looked at him because they blocked the intersection for both ways. But when they left the church, they blocked the intersection. When they got to the intersection, and then however long the funeral went, I know I edited from when Miller cut into procession till he turned off on the road, and then he had to stop right there. He didn't want no more. He didn't want when Miller turned off, he didn't want nothing from there. He wanted from when he turned off, and that's it.
So what I
waiting for Ramsey saying he edited to make Metro State look like they were in the right and I already got him in the wrong.
So if he had actually if he had given the actual video, Metro State would not have looked good. Is that why he had you alter it?
They would have not looked good at all.
So he wanted you to.
Like that.
So he wanted you to alter it to make Sergeant Vidler look bad.
Look bad, yeah.
Did he tell you that? Did he tell? Okay. Did he tell you that? Did he tell you he wanted you to make the video so it made Vidler look bad?
Yes, he said his words exactly. He stated that he wanted to make the video like this so he could bring it to internal affairs and we can make a report against Vidler because what Vidler was doing was harassment and what's the word? Something with his company trying to shut it down, have it shut down.
Okay. Okay. Do you know, has he ever had you assist him in altering any videos that he was going to court for a ticket?
I have no clue what I want to do.
For a ticket? Yes, I've helped him, but not with trying to,
You're not going to get in trouble. Listen, Victor, you're not going to get in trouble for it, but I already know. That's why I'm asking the question. I just want you to tell me, in your words, what occurred.
Yes, I have helped him edit videos before. A lot of videos, of him doing escorts or him breaking the intersection, where he would want me to cut the video out at a certain point of him doing illegal stuff and him showing that there was a funeral escort going by the light and that it was legal. So he would have me cut the video at a certain point and end it at a certain point. And supposedly said that this is the full video, this is the only full video, and that the dash cam stopped working supposedly and only recorded that much.
So he's done that to mislead the courts?
Mislead the courts and had me delete the other footage, the original video, and made sure that it was deleted. And that the edited video was on the flash drive.
Okay, so he's basically had you alter evidence that puts him in a bad light. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, here. So. I only got a couple more questions and we can be done. Can you hear me, Victor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Do you hire or fire anybody?
No. I carry business cards on me sometimes, and if I'm in if I'm in stores and I see a guy with a motorcycle, I'm like, hey, this is my owner. His name's Jay DeWitt. He told me to give this card if I see a motor guy. If you're interested in the job, it's an on-call job. It's $50 for the first escort, $25 additional. But if you're on a 9-day probation, you wear a green shirt. You start off on a KC 1000, and this is it. I gave them the card, and I said, listen. I said, but my boss is saying that you come in for the interview, you would say that you were referred by Photo, which is my nickname, Photo. But I've never fired anyone. I'm in no spot to fire anyone.
Okay, so do you handle complaints when somebody calls to complain about Metro State?
No, I never do.
Do you give discipline if somebody messes up? Do you give discipline like suspend them or take money from them for work or anything like that?
So I've never disciplined anyone. I know if someone messed up on an escort, like Andrew Ross stated, obviously if I've been there for 4 years and I left the company and new employees came, obviously my boss stated it's seniority, and obviously you're at the bottom even though you've been there longer. Andrew told me, he said, listen, if someone messes up and you know they're messing up, let them know. Even though you're just a nobody, you're just a regular officer at first, he said, let them know what they're doing. He said, obviously can't discipline them, but just let them know that if they keep doing it, you're going to let the supervisors know so they can discipline you.
Who does the firing and who handles the complaints?
Jeremy, back when Jessica worked there, she did a lot of the firing and a lot of the complaints, and she was actually the internal affairs. She was in charge of all that.
So you have never been the IA? You've never been the internal affairs person?
No, it's not really.
No, I was always the IT person. I never handled any complaints, never answered the phone, so obviously that's all Jane's phone. But I've always done the IT stuff.
Okay, so I know I interviewed Jeremy a couple months ago, before he was arrested. He told us during that interview that you were the one who handled all the firing, that you handled all the complaints if somebody called in a complaint, and that you would discipline, meaning you would suspend or cut people's hours.
No, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's wrong. I know Steven's internal affairs. He does all that. I just strictly do IT and all that. We don't even have set hours for work. That's one thing that's confusing. We don't have set hours. We go to work. Sometimes we're on an escort for 6 hours straight. I've lost my job before from being on an escort for 7 hours because the family did not want to come out and the paramedics came. And we don't have set hours to stop. And I know for a matter of fact, I've never done complaints. I've never fired people because obviously I'm in no place to fire anyone. Because like everybody says in the company, you stole from the company before, because he told everybody I stole from the company. Nobody trusted me. So every time, even when I used to upload footage, nobody trusted me to do it.
Okay.
So I know for a matter of fact, because I know when Jeremy filed the workers' comp stuff, he showed us, and he spelled my name wrong. He spelled a lot of people's names wrong. I don't know if it was on purpose or what, but like he told us, he said sometimes the honest God, he said, I don't even remember your name. He says I refer to you guys as photo, recycle, and all that. But personally, I don't think he knows my name because when he filed the workers' comp, he spelled my name completely wrong, and it wasn't even what my name looked like.
Well, I'll let you in on a secret. He did that so that it would be harder for the workers' comp person to find you to interview you.
Yeah.
So he knows.
I saw a lot of names on there that I was like, that's not Andrew's name. That's not this guy's name. And there was a lot, and even his brother. He put his brother on there, and his brother worked there. His brother hasn't been there in a year and a half, and he put his brother was making money with him.
Yeah. So and that's it. So, all right. Let's see. When you all communicate, how do you communicate?
On the phone, and we had an app called GroupMe, and he started that up, and we all talked through an app. But on Escort, we all connected on a conference call on the phone. So one person will call 2 people, and another person will call 2 people, and everybody on call. So one day on charity events, we have 2 people on call.
So what is GroupMe?
GroupMe, it's like a WhatsApp.
So that's like a group chat, right?
Like a group chat, a work group chat where you can set scheduling on there. You can put photos on there, create different chats for supervisors. You better start.
Do you have that?
So you can
Do you have that stuff on your phone still?
I know we stopped using it over a month ago already. Since you got arrested, we never used it anymore. So everybody deleted it, but you can still sign into things and view chats. No, I don't have it anymore.
Okay.
No, I don't have it anymore.
Do you have any text of him telling you that he needs you to come change videos around or do anything else? You do?
That day, no. He only texted Steven that day. But I keep a lot of messages. And he's never texted me about deleting things. he wants to talk to us about it, he'll call us on the phone or he'll meet us in person and talk to us about this stuff.
Okay. All right. That's all I have for you, unless anybody else has anything for you.
Yes, I have.
Whoa!
No, I think we're pretty much like.
I texted Jay about the jury stuff. Yeah, and I put that Connie's out of town. That they said that, do I need to come in today? She said that she doesn't know anything about it being there. And that Connie was out, and this was the secretary lady stating that she never knew because Connie was out of town already.
All right. So let me remind you, Victor. Let me remind you.
What's that?
Let me remind you of something, Victor. So you're here as a witness. If you go back and you discuss this with Jeremy, that's up to you to do. You have a lawyer and you have us. We're telling you that is unadvisable. Okay.
For that, yeah.
So, in order for us to be able to help you and you to help yourself, our discussion today is between us. I know that you might like to talk about it and want to talk to somebody. Have you talked to Steven about coming in and talking to us?
Yeah, we were both on the phone yesterday with Builder on a conference call because, like I said, known him for a long time. He's been my support since day one with everything throughout my whole life.
Okay. So don't.
We both came.
Right. So that's fine. We will talk to Steven as well. Okay. We'll do the same thing with him. Don't be talking to anybody else there that you talk to us. If you do, that's on you. If you do that and anything negative happens because of that, that's out of our control. It's because you chose to speak to somebody.
I have one question.
Okay.
I know my mom, I'm about to age 18 already, but my mom at first did not want me coming in. She doesn't even know I'm here. Am I allowed to discuss that with her or no?
As long as you don't think your mom is going to talk to anybody.
Any advice like that.
Yeah, listen to me. Listen. As long as you don't think your mom is going to talk to anybody where it might get back to Jeremy.
Okay, no, she doesn't affiliate with the boss or the company because she knows he's a sex offender, and I have a little sister.
So, and the same thing goes with any other employees. If you think your mom's going to talk to other employees. Okay, so listen, this is your time. It sucks because you kind of got to keep it to yourself. But it's what's going to pay off for you in the long run, okay? It's like you got the winning numbers for the lottery, and you know it, but you're not going to tell everybody because if you do, they're going to cut into your money. That's the same thing here, okay? You got the winning lottery ticket that's going to help you. All right?
And I have another question. I know with Bill said a little bit with a witness, you can still work at the company, you just obviously can't say nothing or whatever, or any other charges come by, then you're a witness. So if they get
Sergeant Villar's going to go over all that with you, so we don't have to do that on the phone together, okay? I'm just reminding you of what you need to keep in mind for moving forward from this point on.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, John.
Yes.
The only thing I'm going to do right now, when I hang up with you, because obviously you're on vacation, and I appreciate you taking time to be part of this interview. I'm going to go over the statutes with both Stephen and Victor here, so they can understand what we're looking at, and so that they're educated moving forward.
Okay, so just to remind you, Victor, we've already educated you. We've talked to you on the side of the road and explained it to you, but now what he's going to do is he's going to take the statute itself and piece by piece read it to you, and so that way you understand where he's coming from, so there's no confusion, okay? All right. And, yeah, Sergeant Miller, when you're done, give me a call later on.
Yes. What kind of question is that? Metro State. Yeah, you go in the gate. Okay. All right. All right.
As I said in the beginning, here are some bonus clips of Victor for you to enjoy.
Village had 14 felony charges, and they told my lawyer that. And I had 14 felony charges, so I got nervous.
Well, somebody looked up that. You didn't have 14,
Yeah.
You only had 2. And yeah, not that 2 and 14 make a difference. Alec even said, oh, my protection from Vittler is gone because he did something to piss Vittler off. And next thing you know, that's when he did that whole shit with Vittler trying to get the 50% of the business. You know what's the worst part is if I beat all this, which I really believe, God willing, alhamdulillah, I will. my life has been destroyed. My life is.
And that's this name right here, toxic as fuck.
Yeah, my business name is destroyed. Recycling you or family.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, your family, yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, you'd be in trouble like me and ISAP and Dylan. I mean, it is what it is, though, man. We have to let the process go through.
He's running the business how it was, you know. I found out from people that, you know, obviously it was a personal vendetta, you know, because he's still running. Sure, all the sheriff's office members are not bothering him. No one's bothering him, and it's just purely this one person. You know, I thought he was a good person when I first met him. The psycho said if I refuse to testify, that they can just bring back the charges back on me. Viller said there was charges. Then when I went to Ramsey wanted to meet up with me, and he said, listen, I'll be honest with you, he said, I saw your record from the past. He said, honestly, if I want to right now, I will lock your ass up and you'll go to jail because of your past, and I know who the person you really are. And then that's when Viller came in the room, and then it kind of calmed down, but Ramsey went straight for me and said, listen, I would have locked your ass up until Viller came along and told me that you were nice.
While I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
and you asking here if I'm drug in to testify, with him being your lawyer, can he be my lawyer? From everything Metro State, from the day I started till the day of that court date, and I need it in writing.
Sure.
I need you to ask Amir if he could do that for me, or if it's a conflict of interest. Then you're lawyer.
I'll talk to Amir about that. I will, I promise.
And I'm sure it'll be a couple $1,000. But
I don't even know if we're gonna get to that far, quite honestly. We don't. There's something that's happening very soon.
Don't say it.
Right.
I don't know that he'll take my call, because when this first started, his assistant said, he's not taking anybody else with Metro State.
Metro State related, that's what happened
For
to me.
criminal cases.
I said, even with him, if he calls me as a witness, I need something in writing from the prosecuting attorney that he's not going to turn around and.
Right. The sheriff's office knows that there's problems, and that's why they put him in timeout. If they didn't believe there was problems and they didn't tell him to stand down in 2019, and they really believed that I was doing something illegal, they might not agree with my tactics or the way we do escorts, but they know we're not impersonating.
It's a few people that don't agree with it.
Right. That's the thing.
90% of the time,
all the sheriff's deputies just wave at us and help us out. It's just, it's going to come to a head, obviously, and we have to do our due diligence and go through it. But at the end of the day, you know how many cops call me? I mean, no shit. I'm not even making it up. How many cops call me and they're like, dude, do you know how hard it is to get impersonating charges found guilty?
Not to cut you off, it's 2:15.
I know, I gotta go. I mean, I can't believe Recycle is still the way he is.
Yeah,
you know,
like I said, he still talks to him every day. Every day, but he sees them when he's out on the road. They meet up, they go out for dinner or lunch and all that. They're like
who?
Recycle and Biddler.
That's got to be a conflict.
I agree.
That cannot. Excuse me. That cannot possibly be allowed.
He don't.
Oh God.
Here she comes again. What now?
Hi, what's up?
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
the motorcycle. Oh, I'm sorry, he just got here.
But he
She just needs you to move your bike.
he doesn't talk to me. He don't like me apparently, because I talk too much.
Well,
And he doesn't, I think, trust me because I was talking to Alec and all that and Star, and Diller said you need to watch out with them too.
yeah.
Because I don't trust them.
Yeah.
You know,
Who's
so-
starring you?
Star and Alec. Yeah, Diller doesn't want me talking to them because he doesn't trust them very much.
Which is interesting because he's the one that sent
Yeah.
Alec here to fucking do the undercover thing so he could get the funeral business.
Yeah.
I mean, Alec even told you that. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I try to call Villa sometimes and he just ignores my call, but when Recycle calls him, he motherfucker answers real quick. I tell you, you know, he's known Villa for ages, back when he used to work security at a hotel.
Oh, Recycle?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he told you that a while ago. He met him one time while working security. And then ever since then, they just, now you gotta go.
Do you remember when you and Recycle were standing there and the guy called me and said, I can't believe what I just saw. a guy just tried to run him over, and he was in the intersection.
Yeah,
Remember the Escort,
guy, yeah,
the off-duty deputy that hit me?
The sheriff's office contacted him, and just apparently he wouldn't answer your calls.
He wouldn't answer my calls anymore. And you were even standing there when the man was like, "Yeah, no, that guy ran your guy over on purpose." I mean, and then once Vittler talked to him, all of a sudden now he's changed his story. I mean, it is what it is, though, man. It is what it is.
Do you still sell lights and everything?
700 good
We
old
do
road.
somewhere. We have some in the back that I need to sell.
Let me know whenever.
Okay.
I know you can use money and all that, so I'm going to buy amber lights. I know you get the tow truck and everything, but
Yeah.
Well, still sell some stuff. I'll buy whatever you have.
I just got to go through it. I looked out for recycle when he was in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
I heard
then,
about that. Yeah.
and then, anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm talking crazy. Yeah.
All right, brother. Be safe.
I'm the one that brought him back. I talked him into bringing him back.
After he stole all that shit from me.
That's why I said with immunity. Again, months and months ago when this first started, when the prosecuting attorney kept telling me I had all this information, I said, I don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I said, one time he asked me to drive a troll truck. I said, no, otherwise I ride a motorcycle.
Right.
I don't know ins and outs of anything.
Right.
I'm retired.
Right.
I don't want anything to do with it. So I don't know what the hell they're going to ask me. If it even goes that far.
I don't think it's going to, but.
Well, that's the thing. He kept trying to convince me how wrong it was. And then I kept saying, okay, where's that in the statute?
Right.
What you're quoting. Where does it say, and I said, I'm not being a smartass, but where does it say I can't do that?
Right.
And he had no answer for it.
Right.
Well, you're wrong. Show me where I'm wrong. When I kept saying that, he had nothing to go.
Right.
That time Vittler, when he pulled me and Andrew over.
Right.
You're not lying, really. You got to be careful.
And I thought he wasn't allowed to work for you anymore. Was that the deal?
The fact that they didn't get that shit in writing,
I know.
you know, and I'm telling you why they didn't do it in writing. They didn't do it in writing because if that ever got out, that they gave them this deal and killed these charges, so they would testify on me, then anything they say in court is not valid.
Yeah,
but see, here's the thing. If they didn't put it in writing, then Stephen Casey Miller can go, we never said that. And guess what? Now it's just photos saying, no, you did. No, you told me that. Remember you said you would drop my charges if I testify against Jeremy. Or if we say that, and we say, well, we already know that you have a deal that if he testifies against Jeremy, you'll drop his charges. And Stephen Casey Miller will be like, show me where it's not in writing. That's why. And now we know why it's not in writing. Because you heard Photo just now explain in detail that it's because they only did it verbally. Because they are covering their ass. Because they know if they gave up paperwork to Photo and Recycle, that would be public record, and that shit would be on the internet, and that would destroy their case.
That would be my point where I'd say, okay, before I say anything, where's my...
in writing.
Yeah,
right.
In writing.
Right.
Where's my...
because then that way it covers you, because too, then when they say, well, is Jeremy ever impersonated? And you go, no, then they can't say, oh, we're going to charge you.
Right.
No, you don't like my answers. I have my immunity.
Exactly.
You don't like my answers. That doesn't mean that's not the fucking truth.
Right.
No, this light's still red. You want me to get going? Alright, light's green, I'm moving. Alright, I'm coming up to the 408 ramp here. Alright, I'm moving. Cars on the ramp, stay right there.
I'm past it. Get that next light that you come up by hand.
Alright, 10-4. Alright, I'm here. At this light here.
I need somebody to grab this next light at 33rd.
Alright, Alan, I'm coming to you. Alan, we're behind. behind you.
I got OPD up there too, on the opposite lane, far left.
The light's still red here.
How many more? Can you see the last car?
Not yet, no. Let me know if you want me to get moving or no. Light's still red, so. Alright, hold on. Land Rover's coming up.
Light is cycling. Alright.
Alright, I'm about to get moving right now. Alright, I'm going. I'm moving. I'm with the last right here. I'm moving.
The next light is cycling, Alan.
Alright, Drew, coming up behind you.
Alright, I'm moving.
Alright, I'm on the rear until you guys need me.
Stay.
You need me to start moving up there?
I got a black truck on the left. Make sure they stay there.
I'm coming up.
We got a red light. We got a little green. Come on.
Coming up. I'm at Millennium right here. Whoever's up here. My light's green here. Waiting for the last still. You, over here, right here. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, come on. Alright, photo's moving.
Hey, Alan, tell that guy in that truck to stay there and you go ahead and get moving. Okay.
I'm right here. You should see me. I'm right here, Alan.
Through your light, Gotcha.
go to that lane. Yeah, go ahead. Where you going? You. Let's go. That lane. Let's go. Come on.
Hold on, I need you.
Alright, I'm coming.
Thank you.
Cars on the left, stay right there.
Whoa, stay there. Just stay there. Stay there. Lock all this down for
I got it. You, let's go. You, let's go. Right there. Right there. Go. Go. Let's go. Come on. Where are you going? You're gonna get a red light ticket. Where are you going? Where? Stay right there. Let's go. You, stay right there. Stay, where are you going? Where are you fucking going? Let's go.
You already in the turn, Alex?
I got the last coming up. I'm about to go.
Gotcha.
I got cars in my travel lane up there, so. Cars in the right, stay in the right lane. Stay in the right lane. Move to the right, move to the right. Move to the right when you get behind me. White Honda, move to the right lane. Move to the right lane.
They threw the green light. Who rolling?
You know how to follow directions, right?
Watch the cars up there cutting in.
You need to move over to the left lane.
Hey, hold on, I need you.
I'm coming. Are they in the right lane or the left lane?
No, they're in the right lane.
Okay, I got some cars in the left, that's why.
Yeah, I got a couple cars in the left lane. So I have only one go around here.
Watch out with this white Yukon, he's not part of it. That white truck right there. Who cares? Come on, go.
Come on.
I'm right here.
Go. She at the fire station right now. Okay, I'm moving.
So, come on. Stay right there, okay?
On your left, Melvin, on your left.
Come on. Alright, I'm about to be moving. The last car is coming up. Alright, Alan. Where you going? Alright, photos moving.
Watch this green Cadillac, Gavin, on the left.
You, roll down your window. Roll down your window. You need to move behind me. You need to move behind me. And stay in that lane. White Murano, stay right there. Oh my god. She fucking hit me. Whew.
I'm moving. As we turn it up on Bass Street.
I'm still at this light by the fire station, so I got about 6 more cars.
All right, I'm at Lancaster. All right. Next right after this one just went green, red.
Yeah, I'm about to be. I'm moving. Alright, Alan. Let's go. Go. Go.
The light green is slightly red. I need somebody ASAP.
I'm still at OBT here and Oak Ridge. Alright, I'm moving. It's a Land Rover.
A Land Rover.
You, stay right there. Stay right there.
Land Rover. Watch this white Impala in the center lane. I don't know what they got going on.
You, move. You, let's go! And get the hell out of here. Go. Let's go. Come on. Still waiting for the Land Rover. You, let's go. Let's go. Right here. Right here. Let's go. Right here. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. You, let's go. Oh my god, I got cars cutting in. Stop. Let's go! Come on! Let's go, come on. Yeah, I got cars. I don't know where the hell this Land Rover's at. Come on. You, let's go. Let's go! 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 Let's go. Come on.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, I'm waiting. The Land Rover's coming. All right. Cut it.
Just let me know what to do as far as.
All right.
If you get to that point, just cut it.
All right, I'm going.
Come on, man. Let's go.
All right, the new last is the Silver Highlander following a Murano. All right, Alan.
Silver Highlander?
Yeah. Jesus. I'm going.
Put it in the window. Yes, put it up there. Just alone. What? Yeah.
Coming up.
Come on. You stop. You go. Now you go. Go. You got this photo?
Yeah, I got it. Right there. Well, you gotta wait. You, hey, right there.
Alan, you got the turn?
You, come on, move to the side. Okay, you going right? Okay. What are you doing? Go right. Go. Let's go. I'm waiting for that Highlander. Come on.
Oh, I got Warren County up too.
All right, the Highlander's coming up.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm moving.
You're good. We're taking this all the way to Oak Ridge. Yes, left on Oak Ridge.
Coming up, Alan. That's fine. I'll keep trying.
Jay said we weren't even supposed to take this thing. We were supposed to take like 20. Yeah.
You stay right there. You stay.
Hold on, how close are you to moving to me?
Almost waiting for the last couple. It was the Highlander, but these funeral cars came.
Where did that van just come from?
He came from the gas station. I told him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. So, all right, I'm about to get moving.
All right. Two green lights. Or 3 green lights. I don't know how long they're gonna stay green.
All right, I'm coming. Yeah, I know. I got the air horn. I'm right here.
Alright, I'm moving. Oh, you're right, Alan. Oh, you're right. Alright, she almost to the turn light.
A couple more cars.
Don't wait till the last car gets to you. If it's green, you wrong, you get to one of us.
All right.
Don't wait.
Yeah, there's still a lot of cars, but I'll go. Alright. Light's green, so.
Yeah, we got to get rolling. If we losing this.
Alright, I'm coming up. I'm right here. Alright. Alan.
We coming up to a red light. One light definitely with the church street. Over the back. Gotcha.
You stay right there. The light's red here, so.
Yeah, the light in front of me red too. I can't. Fuck. They just cut the funeral. They just stopped. They ran to the fucking light. Hold on, I need you to move.
Alright, I'm moving then.
Thank you. Get moving now.
Alright, whoever's at the four-way, the light's green, so. Alright, the last car is gonna be the Land Rover. That's all I see right now. So.
You moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna move, yeah.
I'm moving. We got the seconds again.
I'm moving. Alright, Alan.
How they cut it? I'm down. They stopped at a red light.
I'm moving. The last car is gonna be a Toyota Camry following a Toyota Sienna.
A Toyota Camry and a Toyota what?
Sienna van. The cars behind them are just regular cars. So.
Okay. Are you moving?
Yeah, I'm moving. Yeah. I'm here.
I'm moving. Everywhere. In the area? Yeah, that told me. I'm a team. Oh, you're right.
Right there. What are you doing? You over here. You over there.
She's coming up to Columbia.
Alright, light's green here. I'm gonna get moving. The last is coming up. Light cycling. Whoever's at this light. Alright, I'm here. Where are you going? Where are you going? Stop! Let's go. Come on. I'm at this Orange Center Boulevard. The light's red here. The last is about to come up right now.
Okay.
Alright, I'm moving. Cars.
Alright, I'm moving.
you going? I am part of it, dumbasses. Let's go. Come on, come on. Alright, photos moving. I'm moving. Alright, photos moving.
Gotcha. Are there still cars coming in for the funeral?
Oh, now he's pulling me over.
He's just putting his lights on.
Yeah, he's pulling me over. Okay. Not gonna talk to you, so that's fine. He ain't getting my license either, so I know my statute and my law.
Don't be rude.
What happened?
Hold on, just relax.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the company car. I think he probably has the tag information.
Land Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I run your tag, it comes up as stolen.
I probably got access owner. I
You
don't
have the
know.
registration for all that?
Yeah.
The tag comes back stolen.
I think we have. I don't think the registration's even in here, to be honest. Yeah, I don't even see the registration anywhere. Yeah, no.
You don't have the registration?
I don't see it anywhere at all.
Okay, let's start with the driver's license.
I think Jake keeps the registrations for everything on his bike.
Thanks. You don't have the registration for?
No, it's all on the company.
I know, we're still supposed to have registration.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't drive, so. Can I ask you a question? What rank are you? Corporal? You know that car almost hit me. You didn't do anything, right?
Well, you should have been blocking the road in the first place.
The light was red, and 360-1974, we have the right of way to the last vehicle. And
Yeah,
that vehicle.
not both lanes, though.
Yeah, but the vehicle wasn't part of the procession. He hopped in. I told him to move over. He almost hit me.
As far as my understanding, you could block one lane, not two.
But I was blocking one lane.
Well, you should have been in there in the first place.
Okay. I have you on body camera, and the car almost hit me and everything. And you didn't do anything about it. Okay. Jackass. He's a motors unit. That's why. Only reason he's fucking with us. Hold on.
You have reached the void.
How you doing today, sir? I'm alright.
Watch your door. He at the office.
Hey, Alan. Hold on. Hey. Yeah, so we got pulled over. I got pulled over because the light bar charger, the tag is stolen. He put the tag that originally is for the license, is for the trailer. So he put the trailer tag on the light bar charger. So when they were following us, the tag was coming up stolen. Yeah.
Hey, photo, look in there and see if it's a registration.
I look. There's nothing here.
He's saying no.
I wrote it down on the thing that there was no registration. For sure.
Open this. You open this?
Who? This?
No, this right here.
Yeah, I checked in here. It's empty. There ain't nothing in here. Hello? Yeah, there's no registration in the car either, so, you know. Yeah. And so the deputy, and bro, I almost got hit by a car. I got it on body camera. So, you know, the deputy told me, first of all, we're not allowed to block both lanes. You know, so I told him that's the deputy. The light was red. You know, the car cut in. I told the car to move over, and he almost hit me. I said, and you're just going to film me? He goes, yeah, that's right. I was like, you know what, I wasn't going to say nothing else because the car, I got it on body camera anyway. And even Alan said, as long as your body camera's rolling. Bro, like I said, the deputy was behind me, right? And the BMW was behind the deputy. So the BMW pulled around the deputy, cut into procession before the light. I told the BMW to move over, and he just kept on zooming around me and went around me. I looked at the deputy, I said, you're not going to do anything? So I just asked him right now. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, what rank are you? Corporal. I said, Corporal, okay, a car almost hit me. And you're just gonna film me? He goes, yeah, that's right. I was like, you motherfucker. He's a motors officer. Yeah, that's why he's fucking with us, probably. No, he's on an Impala. Obviously, he got the motors thing on the side of his shirt, recycle. Fuck. Yeah, he took my license. He's lucky I gave it to him, because technically I don't see a crime being committed. Is that a crime being committed? The registration stolen? Yeah, well, the license plate on the car is stolen. Because the license plate comes back to the trailer. So basically, he took the trailer tag trailer that we have. He put the trailer tag on here. That's why he always told us don't take it home because the registration is gonna pop up stolen. It's not registered. They're already on the phone with JJ's on his way. And I wrote it on the paper too. I think I wrote it before. The registration was not there. Fucking ass. So he's lucky I gave him a license because I wasn't gonna give it to him. Wait, is that a crime though? It is, so I would have had to give it to him no matter what. Asshole. Nothing. I turned off my lights. I put my left blinker on, made a left onto a street, and he just lit me up and said that the registration was stolen. The license plate. One deputy, a motor. What happened? Hello? Drew and Alan. No, they just stopped me. Yeah, they're still with me. Huh? Well, they're talking with the deputy right now, so.
You on the phone with Jay?
Where's Cycle?
Huh?
Where Cycle called me, so I just picked up.
Oh.
Why? I did text Jay when it happened. He didn't seem pleased. You heard? When I told you I'm on the phone, you didn't seem pleased like that. I picked up and told you. I guess so. I don't give a fuck because he asked me for my license. I needed advice. Who? No, I am like the actual phone. No, I gave him my license. I gave it to him right there. The only thing that I was rude about is I asked him. I said, "Deputy, the car almost hit me. You're not gonna do anything?" That's the only thing I was rude about. Which I have the right to be rude. The car almost hit me, bro, and he's just there filming the entire time that I almost got hit, and he probably got it on video camera too, on his cell phone. Yeah. He said that I wasn't following the statute. He says you guys are not allowed to hold 2 lanes. Because it was a 2-lane road, and I was on, the cars were on the left lane. I'm on the right lane, so he couldn't go around me. So I was blocking traffic. I was blocking the 2 lanes of traffic. So if the funeral's on the left lane, I'm on the right lane, blocking the right lane in the middle of the intersection. He says I'm not allowed to do that because I'm blocking 2 lanes of traffic. Yeah. Fucking dickhead. Alan must know him because he's cool with Alan. I don't know. Well, not he's cool with Alan, but Alan like all up in his car, talking with him and everything. Right. So.
What did he say he pulled you for?
He didn't even tell me. He just said that the license plate came up stolen.
That's all he said.
That's all he said. He said, "Can I see the registration for the car?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Oh, cause the tag is coming up stolen. That's what I ran you for." And he's like laughing, and I'm like, "Oh well, let me look." And I'm like, I don't see anything in the car, no registration. He's like, "Oh, you don't got no registration?" I'm like, "It's not here."
I think Jay keep registration for everything on his bike in his
And he said that the license plate is registered to a trailer.
To the trailer.
The trailer, yeah.
Okay.
And I mentioned to him about I said, "Deputy, what rank are you?" He said,
Yeah,
"I'm corporal."
I heard you over the
I
phone.
said, "The car almost hit me. You're just filming." He goes, "Yeah." Like, come on.
I guess he guessed.
Recycle said if a supervisor comes to mention that because he's not allowed to be on his phone, like filming on his personal phone. Hold on. His vehicle's in operation, so they're not supposed to be filming while on the phone. He said because the policy, like for using your phone, is only to incriminate someone, and he's just filming. Okay. I'll make sure I tell him that. And he was filming the whole way, like for like about 2 miles. That's what Drew said. He was, I guess, following us for a long time. That's why I was at the light. I didn't even know it was a deputy until I saw his phone, then I saw the laptop, and that's when I saw him filming me, and I was like, oh, he's coming back right now. I think so. Uh-huh. So just tell him just like that, just like, deputy, just let you know, I know you were filming on your phone, and if we do take this to court, I'll let the judge know that we will.
That's a fee right.
Okay. Oh, we'll subpoena your phone.
Just say, you'd be like, okay, well, you know, since you got the video footage, I'll make sure to let the judge know then, so, you know, your phone is subpoenaed. Since he wants to be an asshole, then there you go. Be a nice asshole, be sarcastic.